Aside from being the beautiful country that it is, Guyana is known to the world as a country whose per capita income is 4,090 Guyanese dollars, which is equivalent to 20 US dollars. A country in which 35% face poverty and 18% in extreme poverty. A country suffering from brain drain, which is when educated people leave to other countries for better opportunities. The lessons even taught in schools are centered around British history, failing to even teach you in Guyana your own history. The sad thing is that this is not unique to Guyana. We all face similar issues in areas where the children of slavery reside. In Canada, the Americas, and the UK. Remember the 400 have noticed this, and we are here to challenge the status quo. We could think of no better place to start our Guyana journey and lay the foundations in Guyana other than in our Boys Town, also known as a city that is forgotten. We are
Remember the 400! Remember the 400! Remember the 400! Remember the 400!
Remember the 400, and now we are in Guyana. Welcome, Guyana. We at Remember the 400 are ecstatic about having you as part of our team, joining us in eradicating the barriers that the children of slavery face in relation to education and livelihood. Remember the 400 are committed to changing the narrative across the world because there is exceptional talent within all of our communities, including our Boys Town. After all, our founder is from our Boys Town too. Remember the 400 started in Toronto, spreads through states in the Americas, and stretches even as far as the UK, all on board with the same message and purpose. And now we are here to welcome you into our team. Remember the 400 are sending you a big welcome. And now, introducing the president of the Remember the 400 organisation, Doreen Simpson.
On behalf of Remember the 400, it is with great pleasure to welcome you, Anastasia Sanford, as the head of the Remember the 400 chapter in Guyana. There are many reasons as to why we chose to launch a chapter in Guyana, and one of those reasons is that it happens to be the birthplace of our founder, Shadrock Porter, but also because he came from a place called Albies Town. And in Guyana, Albies Town is popularly known as a city forgotten. You see, Remember the 400's initial goal is to acknowledge and bring together all those souls who share in the same common history. I'm specifically speaking to those descendants whose foreparents came across the oceans on the bottom of slave ships and whose lives were scattered in the world. It is them that we will not forget. If we come together, unified, understanding why August is our Freedom Month, it is because we remember. We remember our roots, our sufferings, our resilience, our contributions, and all those individuals who fought for our justices. We remember. Today, we are happy to honor Shadrock Porter, who rose from Albies Town to end up working in the government of Guyana. He would later become a musician, a songwriter, an actor, a playwright, an author of several books, an Israelite teacher, and so much more. It is for these reasons why his successes can be such an inspiration to the youth of Guyana and specifically to the youth of Albies Town. So today's backpack program, the S. Porter Backpacks, is in honor of him and giving back to the community and to helping and lending our support to the youth of Albies Town. I hope alongside Anastasia, who is Nikki Porter's daughter, that we can foster positive growth in literacy in this community. It is said that education is the strength of a society, and we will continue to pass it from one generation to another. I'm thrilled about today's launch. I'm thrilled about the new chapter, and I look forward to standing with you guys in recognition that August is our Freedom Month. Stay tuned to hear from our various chapters, from our youth who will speak about our various missions, from our Vice President Tyrone Soare, from our Director Andel Holder, and from our very own founder, Shadrock Porter.
My name is Tyrone Soare, the Vice President of the Remember the 400 Foundation based in Toronto headquarters. I would just like to say thank you very much to you, Stacey Porter, for taking on this chapter in Guyana. Elder Shadrock started the Remember the 400 to teach about our history, culture and identity of the true children of slavery. And no greater thing than to take it back home to his home country in Guyana, where he can spread that in his homeland. It's such a wonderful thing to do, and I just hope that you really enjoy this, you take it on board and really enjoy what we have to do and spreading that word about the true children of slavery in the Americas. Thank you so much, and we look forward to meeting you one day in person.
Regardless of where we find ourselves in the world, whether it be American, they call us African Americans, or whether we're in Canada and they call us African Canadians, or in Guyana and they call us Afro-Guyanese, we all have a common denominator, a common connector, and that is we all came in the belly of slave ships. This is why this is so important that we, our people in Guyana, really lift up the Remember the 400 flag, that we remember our history. First of all, it is not all people that have black skin that went into the belly of ships. We need to know that. We need to know it is a certain people that found themselves in a strange land, in a strange world, that became slaves. We need to understand who we are as a people before we can begin to heal. Look at us in Guyana. Look at us in America. Look at us in Canada and all the parts of the world. Racism and inequality exist. We all fight for the same things, but we need to get to knowledge of self. And that is why Remember the 400 is such an important feat to launch even in Guyana at this time. That we and our children that look like us can start to elevate ourselves and break from the mental slavery and the spiritual slavery and truly become free. That we can teach all of those that are round about us about our worth and our wealth. That somehow, someday, if it's not you or me, then our children would live in a world that truly they can lead by example, that they could rise to some measure of growth by example. I say this to all of you who are looking at this right now. I want to welcome you. I want to welcome you to the Remember the 400 family. The Remember the 400 again is super excited to have our Guyana chapter to be a part of us and to really fight this fight of racial inequality and systemic racism. With that being said, I want to say a big happy Remember the 400 event, and hope to see you guys soon when we have our International Remember the 400 convention. Peace.
Welcome our Guyana branch. Hello from the St. Louis chapter of Remember the 400. Historically, our beautiful Black history is celebrated in February, the shortest month and one of the coldest months.
At Remember the 400, we plan to make August Freedom Month. August should be Freedom Month for so many reasons.
Black people were brought and enslaved on the shores of America August 20th. Slavery was abolished in the UK on August 1st.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his famous I Have a Dream speech on August 28th. And so many more great milestones of our Black history occurred in August.
We are so excited to open a new chapter in Guyana, and we can't wait to work together. Right now, we're spreading the word using social media and getting people to sign the petition to make August Freedom Month in all of our chapters. Currently, we have thousands of signatures from all over the world.
Looking forward, we know that our chapter will make great strides together to spread the message there that August is Freedom Month. Thank you.
So excited for this new addition to our international movement, working towards healing the racial divide.
Remember the 400 is dedicated to empowering our youth to advocate and lead forth the change for social justice. We do this through educational workshops, seminars,
Petitions and food drives.
interviews with current activists, and so much more. We are so happy to now be including Guyana, a place deeply sentimental and important to our founder, Shadrock Porter, in our efforts for change. As we know, youth are integral to keeping the history of descendants of slaves alive and helping to create and implement solutions to rectify the atrocities of slavery. We are energized, we feel empowered, and we understand the importance of continuing to bring awareness to the identity and contributions of the children of slavery.
To Remember the 400, we have further developed our leadership skills.
Organized protests for systematic change.
And most importantly, we have given back to our communities by providing mentorship to Black youth and amplifying their voices further. Our efforts will continue in our Guyana chapter with one of our initiatives,
The Backpack Program.
We are sending book bags containing school supplies to Guyana to support the region and further our education outreach. As Remember the 400 youth, we are committed to effecting positive change. And if you are someone whose values align with our mission, we implore you to lead with us, partner with us, participate with us in our programs and events that serve to enhance the experience of our youth and promote equity and social justice.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hadassah Jackson,
And I'm Randolph Small, and we represent the
the
New York, New Jersey chapter of Remember the 400.
Randolph, I am so excited that we have this opportunity to welcome the newly formed chapter of Remember the 400 in Guyana. So in addition to the United States, Canada, and the UK, our reach now spans to South America, which is awesome.
Yes, it's really awesome. The opening of this new chapter is especially exciting for me because I get to give back to my beautiful country of Guyana. I spent my early years attending nursery, primary, and even high school there. I love my country, but life in Guyana was really hard as a youngster. Thankfully, I had my family to love and care for me. At times, my school didn't have the proper tools and resources available to help me to be successful. One of Remember the 400 mission is to create an equitable society where our youths can be empowered and educated. And this will definitely be welcome in Guyana.
Absolutely, Randolph. And I know I speak for all the chapters when I say a mission as great as that can only be achieved through collaboration. Throughout our history, Remember the 400 has been known to partner with organizations locally and globally to help those in need in our communities. If you or your organization is committed to effecting positive change, we welcome you to partner with us.
Yeah, buddy. Don't hesitate and don't be shy. Reach out to us online at www.rememberthe400.com. We are a global movement looking to make effective change in the life of those in need.
Yes, we are counting on your assistance. That way, this chapter and future chapters can continue to make change one community at a time. So,
Join the movement!
Welcome, Guyana! My name is Levi Rogers,
And I'm Jaden Campbell.
and we over here in the UK chapter of Remember the 400, even us as a community across the board, cannot wait to collaborate and work closely with you guys over there in Guyana.
100%. We have big goals that we're trying to achieve, and we know that you guys can be a great addition to helping us achieve that. One of those goals being youth empowerment. Because here we understand and we know that the youth are the future of tomorrow. So we need to make sure that we have the necessary tools, funding and support needed so that our youth can go out in a world where the odds are stacked against them and still thrive.
Definitely. And even with the odds stacked against us as a community cannot progress. So once we get rid of those stereotypes and all those prejudices that we are working against, then we can progress.
100%, 100%. Because the youth, we need to make sure, because we have to make sure that our youth can conduct themselves appropriately and in society, because many things can go wrong. There are laws stacked against us, and there are situations where they can come out the aggressor in certain scenarios, right? So if we are well educated, we are well mannered, we are professional in all situations, we can make sure that we can lower those statistics because we've handled ourselves in the correct way.
Definitely. And hopefully with you guys' help, we can gather so many ideas so that we can finally move forward with these plans. And once again, we'd like to say welcome to Remember the 400. And once again, I'd also like to say that we cannot wait to work closely with you guys.
Yes, yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We will make the world remember the 400.
Definitely.
Shadrock Porter. Not only is he the founder of the Remember the 400 Foundation, he is an advocate for racial equality who has spent his life teaching about the history, culture, and identity of the children of slavery. Shadrock Porter is accredited for his leadership and aspirations in providing a solution for the racial divide that fosters an awareness and understanding amongst all racial groups, along with one that provides those who identify as the descendants of the children of slavery with the necessary tools in order to thrive. As envisioned, the Remember the 400 Foundation was created in commemoration of the 400th year anniversary since the arrival of the first African slaves to touch the shores of Hampton, Virginia in August 1619. This foundation strives to empower Black lives while aiming to provide a way forward towards healing the atrocities that occurred within our society against people of color. As social change requires immense efforts, the Remember the 400 Foundation is committed to working alongside other organizations who share the same goals and values in eradicating racial discrimination and allowing rights and privileges to all citizens. Thanks to Shadrock Porter's vision and unwavering dedication to this cause, the Remember the 400's newest initiative to have the month of August globally recognized as Freedom Month for the descendants of the children of slavery continues to make strides towards creating a more equitable society, not only for us, but for generations to come. For more information about the Remember the 400 Foundation, follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Remember the 400. Or to sign our petition to make the month of August Freedom Month, visit us at www.rememberthe400.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to my friends and my countrymen and women, it is indeed a pleasure to be in a blessed position to be able in making some kind of contribution to the country of my birth. Particularly the community where I spent all of my youth years. A neighborhood where as a young man I tramped with the Bastille Band by the name of Pagans, where I learned to fight and box at a YMCA. This community where I started my career as an entertainer. My career in this community, this was the springboard for my political life. This land where all of my children were born. I'm forever grateful. Today, I've assigned a very competent and hard-working individual, Ms. Doreen Simpson, who have never been to Guyana, but is part Guyanese through her mother, who is a born Guyanese. I have assigned Ms. Simpson to be the international chairperson responsible for Remember the 400. And this is the reason why we are here via the Zoom meeting, but we have to take that out because of poor reflection. I can only say with all this quality management, I hope you will be able to enjoy all the gifts from Remember the 400. Here is a brief history of Remember the 400. On the 24th of August, In 1619, a Dutch ship officially started a trade in the U.S. by buying 20 nigers from the west coast of Africa and selling them on these same shores in Virginia. It was the next year, in 1620, when the Dutch West Indian Company brought the first slaves from Western Africa to the then British Guyana. We still remember Coffee. In February 1763, millions. He was a rebellion in Berbice. There was a rebellion in Berbice, matter of fact, and Damon from Demerara, who was hanged October 13th, 1834. But the Demerara slave rebellion in August 18th, 1823. Remember the 400, remember all of our ancestors, and started some 400 years ago, and that's why we are here. On the 7th of August 1833, the British House of Commons passed the Freeing of Slaves Act. On the 28th of August of that same year, the bill received royal approval. On the 1st of August 1834, the law was put into practice in all British colonies. We need August as our freedom month wherever the children of slaves resides. Some nation might have lost their wealth during the Holocaust, but quickly gained it back. But we have lost our dignity, something money cannot buy, and time cannot replace. August should be for all the children of slavery throughout the Americas, as whether they are from the North, South, Central, or the Caribbean. We need a month of August to be endorsed as Black History Month all over the world. We must be prepared to sell this idea to every government where the children of the diaspora resides. With all that said, I give you a person that need no introduction. I give you my youngest and most beautiful daughter, attorney at law, Anastasia Sanford, who has been working so hard in our community and Guyana as a whole. With this leadership that you have, attorney at law Anastasia and Malachi, you can never go wrong. I must leave you now with hope for a brighter future for all of you. I thank you very much for listening to me.
I've been tired, I just wanna be delivered. Yeah, all this water from my eyes, many times that I cried, can't deny it, I'm a sinner. Yeah, I don't wanna be a slave no more.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone, again. Thank you all for being here. Let me just say, it is such an honor and pleasure to be of service to your community. I am Fiona Philippi, a director, counselor of Synergistic Company, Inc., a company incorporated in February of 2021 by myself and Anastasia Sanford, a director and attorney at law, but most of all, we are givers at heart. Synergistic is a company devoted to serve our Guyanese people by involving partners, team players, businesses, and other companies that will help us and help those in need. We aim to make a positive difference in someone's life each day so that they may find the positive in their own life and pay it forward to inspire someone else. Today we have collaborated with Remember the 400, a company that is dedicated to empowering Black youth and bringing together individuals and organizations focused on healing the racial divide.
My All Boys Song people, you have a lot to celebrate. And so it raised an idea in our heads, and we went to the drawing board and we said, what we're going to do, we are going to create a program, we're going to create a proposal where we're going to take it to companies and take it to the government of Guyana and ask them to fund it. And we're going to hire professionals to do these classes and to teach you whether it's a baking skill, cooking skill, makeup skill, hair skill, whatever is your passion, whatever is your skill. And after we have trained you, you will graduate, and then we will try to find a way to give you a startup capital so that you will be able to start your own business. So that is the plan that we have for you, providing that we know the blessings of Remember the 400 and the collaboration that we just had with Remember the 400. We know that in the future, in the very near future, we'll be able to give back to you. So look out for that and more great things as you see us in your community of All Boys Song. We're only here to do great things. It gives me great honor to first of all thank the founder of Remember the 400, my father, Shadrock Porter, a ghetto youth that came from All Boys Song. As he would have mentioned to you, always in the fights, always more fearful, always most fearful, and that kind of attitude. For initiating the launching of a chapter in Guyana of Remember the 400. It is my promise to you that I will ensure your legacy is alive and well long after you are gone. Hope you enjoy this beautiful dance called Stand Up, and it's very timely because we want you to stand up for what you believe in. So I'll have this dance done by Miss Omaya Hall and Jasmine Asan.
Walking with my face turned to the sun. Weight on my shoulders, a bullet in my gun. Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run. I do what I can when I can, while I can for my people. While the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my bones.
You have made it 100 miles to freedom. Would you like to pick a new name to mark your freedom?
Paradigm. Early in the morning, before the sun begins to shine, we're gonna start moving towards that separating line. I'm wading through muddy waters. You know I got a made up mind, and I don't mind if I lose any blood on the way to salvation. And I'll fight with the strength that I got until I die. So I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on.
Harriet, welcome to the Underground Railroad.
Where do I start? Experience in the school system as a black youth, it's very difficult. You know, I went to Brickdam Secondary School, and they were always, you know, oh, he this and he that, and he's dark skinned and he black and he can't amount to anything. You know, the typical stereotype that they always put on us black youths. Well, I'm here to say today that even though you're black or you're from the so-called ghetto, in which people label it as, you can always amount to something in this life. Take, for example, you have very inspirational persons coming from Albaistong. There's Andrew Sixhead Lewis, Guyana's first world champion, who attended the 1992 Olympics as an amateur. He won the silver medal in Mexico, Central American, and Caribbean Games. He also won 23 fights, 20 of them, I repeat, 20 of them by knockout. He had 6 ties and only gave in 4 occasions. His best moment came in 2001 when he won the WBA welterweight title, defeating James Page. Then Andrew successfully defended his crown against Larry Marks. That's just one. Everyone's supposed to know who is Andrew Sixhead Lewis. He was a very inspirational folk in this community. And he also left a gym for you guys in this community. Kevin Alikok grew up with the heart of the ghetto, the so-called ghetto, you know, in Albaistong, and is living proof where you can come from does not prevent you from becoming great. One of the 20 siblings at 21 years old, he is cited for being Guyana's best chance at winning the 2021 Olympics. And last but not least, your very own Travis Belgrave. I don't know if some of you know who Travis is, but Travis Belgrave and I went to school together. We went to St. Stanislaus College together. Travis has always been a very hard-working person, a very inspirational person. Every time we're in the field, whether we're playing football, basketball, cricket, Travis is always say one thing, quote unquote, "Hey boy, I skill boy, it's this, nobody can be better than me, this and that." He always tries, you know, to be the best person out there in the field. He always tries to give it his all. He made his debut at 17 years old as a black youth of our Albaistong community. And now he will go and defend, he will go and fight for Guyana space in the FIBA 2023 World Cup, which starts in El Salvador on the 15th of April. At the age of 22 years old, he made the Guyana national team and he's still striving for excellence. There's so much good things coming out of Albaistong, you know. And it starts with you guys. It starts from the grassroots coming up. You guys are the foundation of what's tomorrow. Have you ever heard the phrase, the future of tomorrow is the youths? It's you guys they're speaking about, because what you guys are taught when you're younger is what you will portray when you're older. So I just want you guys to keep following the right path, stay away from violence, stay away from all the crimes. Don't follow the trends that will make you be a bad person in this life. Just continue being good, doing good stuff in his life. And another thing, balancing extracurricular activities and academics is not something hard to do. It's not something hard to do. It takes commitment, it takes the passion of the sport that you love, and it takes a great bit of work. You gotta work for it if you want it in this life.
All right, ladies and